Hi everybody. So I think I'm live. Anyhow, this is Katie. Hello, muleartwagon live feed. So if you're out there, hi. There's kind of a shadow on the phone right now, so it's a little hard for me to see, but I think it makes a little sound like if people wave or something, you know, or type something in. So today's topic is making paint. And if you're one of the kids that I worked with, you kind of see me do this, but I'm doing it with new stuff and showing some new experiments right now. And so I'm in a new place now, different part of Texas. And after about 2 days of driving around looking for a place that I could stay overnight and not having too much success, now that I'm in a really nice campsite that I can be in for a while, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to sit and just make art for a couple days, I think. So to do that, I need paint. Now, I met a very nice gentleman on the road who was really interested and pointed out to me that they grow persimmons around here. There's persimmons trees. They're considered a bit of a pest. And he handed me a few persimmons and said they should make a good color. And so I squished them up in this. I did that before this video because I knew it would take a while. And it came out really goopy and sticky, but it did come out through the screen. It's much thicker than the juice that I usually get. So definitely going to need some water added to this. So I take the original juice, and I forgot to get some to stir it with, knife, whatever, and stir in the water because I want to thin it down some. Now this is a beautiful color, if you can see the color of the persimmon there, and it's a kind of, for you artists out there, it's an Indian yellow. Indian yellow is a really expensive paint, expensive color, especially in oil paints. And it used to be made, I'm not sure if it still is, but it was so expensive because it was said to be made from the urine of cattle in India that were fed a particular plant. Maybe it was persimmons, I don't know. But anyway, I figured these days they probably make some synthetic version of it, but who knows? It's still pretty pricey. So if I can make an imitation Indian yellow, I mean, out of persimmons, you know, that'd be awesome. Okay, so it's still pretty thick, but even though it's thick, it's still going to need some kind of binder because right now it's a dye, really. There's nothing in it to bind the molecules of paint into to the paper that I put it on, or whatever surface I put it on. And so it needs that. So I'm going to use gum arabic, which is the resin of the acacia tree that grows in North Africa. This is the most common binder used by artists. And this binds the molecules of the paint together, and it binds the paint to the surface. And I'm just going to put about that much in. I'm still kind of hit and miss experimenting with how much gum arabic to put in. I know if you put in too much, it gets shiny, really shiny, and it dries kind of hard and brittle. And I've read that it can actually like kind of break off the paper, you know, that way if you really put in too much. But so it's I guess it's sort of an art form in itself, knowing how much gum arabic to put in to make it work. And I've done enough of this now that I'm kind of getting a feel for it. So, and it's starting to get smooth. And from my experience, when it starts to get smooth like this, let's see, can you see? And kind of uniformly, it's got a uniform thickness. It's not lumpy or anything, you know, and a little bit opaque. That means the binder's working really well. It's a little hard to describe, but it's just like, oh, you know, it's at that point. And we might be able to use just a little more water because it's so thick. But I'm not going to do that right now. I think I'm going to try it first. Okay, so I've got this paint. I'm going to make another paint.